Phase 5 of the MCU is just around the corner, and that means a bunch of new villains are coming our way. Some have already been confirmed due to trailers being released or rumors being confirmed, but others are still up in the air. Let's take a look at what evil individuals Marvel has in store for us with Phase 5 of the Multiverse Saga, shall we? Obviously, we gotta talk about Kang the Conqueror because not only will he be the first villain introduced in Phase 5, but he's also the next Thanos-level threat in the Multiverse Saga. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania will be our first official look at this variant of Kang, and man does that trailer make him look incredible. We get to see the man in charge of the Quantum Realm as he goes head-to-head with Ant-Man. It will absolutely be a showdown to remember. Not only that, but the trailer also showed that Kang may have access to technology that is similar to Kamala Khan's bangle and Shang-Chi's rings. If you've seen those two heroes in action, you know their weapons are incredibly powerful, so who knows what Kang is going to do if he has his hands on similar technology. Also, if Kang is the next big Thanos-like villain, then I can guarantee we will see his face in a few more Phase 5 projects. Another villain that is set to make an appearance in the third Ant-Man movie is M.O.D.O.K.
Do you know what M.O.D.O.K stands for?
And his name stands for Mental Organism Only Designed for Killing. Pretty harsh if you ask me. For those of you who aren't familiar with M.O.D.O.K, try to picture a big floating head with tiny limbs. Because that's what he is, basically. Despite his peculiar autonomy, M.O.D.O.K is one of the smartest villains in Marvel. He is actually a member of the intelligentsia in the comics. And I don't mean the misogynistic group seen in She-Hulk. Supposedly, M.O.D.O.K will be an ally of Kang and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And quite frankly, that does not make things any easier for the sexiest man alive. I mean Ant-Man. Same thing. M.O.D.O.K has the powers of psychic abilities after he was mutated into a computer-like being, hence the big head. His ambition is like no other, and he could potentially be a bigger threat than Kang. Not because he is physically bigger in size, but you know what I mean. If you want to learn more about M.O.D.O.K, he actually has his own animated series on Hulu. It's a claymation-styled show, and it actually has a lot of comedy in it.
No one took the cans out? Come on!
I definitely recommend if you're looking for some Marvel content to hold you over until Phase 5 starts. It is officially confirmed that Harrison Ford will be playing the Red Hulk in the MCU after the passing of William Hurt, who was the original Thunderbolt Ross in the MCU. Red Hulk has been teased a lot throughout the MCU, so it's great to hear that he will finally be making his debut. It is reported that Red Hulk will appear in Captain America: New World Order and in the Thunderbolts movie to end Phase 5. With the Hulk now having a son and She-Hulk in the picture, it's neat to think that all these Hulk individuals may come into contact with each other in the future. Thunderbolt Ross is also supposedly going to be the President of the United States in the fourth Captain America movie. So that's pretty interesting once you realize that a Hulk is actually the leader of America. Doesn't seem like many people would get behind that idea, but maybe he had a great campaign slogan like, "I'll smash taxes for you." Regardless of how his marketing team is, Red Hulk is a major threat to the heroes of Marvel, and you should definitely keep an eye out for any signs of him in Phase 5. Another Hulk threat is confirmed to make his MCU return in Captain America: New World Order, and that happens to be the Leader. Remember that guy at the end of the Incredible Hulk that got Bruce's blood in his head and it started throbbing and we never heard from him again? Well, that guy is coming back, baby, and I love that Marvel Studios is bringing back original characters from old Marvel projects to play important characters in the Multiverse Saga. The Leader is a major part of the intelligentsia in the comics, and it seemed that She-Hulk was going to reveal him as Hulk King until it turned out to just be Todd. What a loser. While he wasn't seen in the She-Hulk series, it's very possible that he was behind the whole intelligentsia being formed. That, and knowing that Red Hulk is going to be in the same movie as him, it's safe to say that these two Hulk individuals will be teaming up together to make a new world order. Maybe the Leader is Red Hulk's vice president. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. If Red Hulk can be president, why not make the vice president a Hulk-like person too? The High Evolutionary is here, and will be the main antagonist of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is a new threat that has never been seen before in the MCU. And it's strange to me how a scientist from England becomes this evil space god. I can dig it though. The High Evolutionary was affected by his technology and enhanced his human evolution. giving him insane powers and intelligence. He has superhuman strength and durability, and is pretty much unkillable due to his armor and technology. I truly don't know how the Guardians of the Galaxy will do against this guy, but the trailer made it seem like our space heroes don't get the happy ending they want. I swear, if the High Evolutionary kills Rocket, I don't even want to think about that. But yes, this Marvel villain is something else in terms of power, and again, he is another incredibly huge threat that will be seen in Phase 5. The more research I do on these villains, the more I think these heroes don't stand a chance moving forward. The Maze Runner and Marvel are doing a crossover? Will Poulter is portraying Adam Warlock in the upcoming Guardians movie, and his appearance should not make you think little of him. In the comics, Adam Warlock actually wielded the Infinity Gauntlet once, which goes to show just how powerful he is. After being lost in space, he is actually founded by the High Evolutionary, which is very interesting since these two will be in the same movie this spring. The High Evolutionary made a bargain with Adam to protect his planet known as Counter-Earth, which gave Adam Warlock purpose again. These two being side by side in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 movie is a recipe for evil, and there's just no way anything good could happen for Star-Lord and his crew. While Adam Warlock probably won't wield the Infinity Gauntlet in the film, it's very likely that he will have incredible strength and cosmic powers to show off. Moving on to some Disney Plus series, the Hood will make his debut in the upcoming Ironheart series. The Hood is an individual who wields the power of dark magic after stealing a cloak owned by a demon, who is Dormammu in the comics. The Hood, aka Parker Robbins, is struggling to find medical care for his ill mother, and obviously the demon wants to help out at a deadly cost. While Robbins does become the Hood and obtain dark magic, he is under the control of the demon as part of his bargain. It appears that this show will see technology and magic go head to head, as Ironheart is a genius inventor and the Hood is a guy who has powers from a demon and wields dual pistols full of magic. I'll be honest, I'm not necessarily sure what the whole plot of the show is going to be, but it could be interesting to see two huge powers of Marvel go at it with one another. The Hood is definitely a lower tier villain in my opinion as of right now, but maybe he will prove me wrong once the show comes out. The Black Knife Cartel seems to be a rather unknown villainous organization in the world of Marvel, but it is rumored that they will play a role in the upcoming Echo series. All we know for sure about the show is that Maya Lopez will go on a journey to find her Native American roots. The ending of Hawkeye showed her shooting Kingpin in the face, so I guess she's going to have to watch her back moving forward. The Black Knife Cartel is led by a drug lord by the name of Zarko, but I have to point out that this group was first mentioned in a Bullseye comic. He went on a mission to track down the cartel, and you can probably guess it wasn't a very pleasant interaction between them. This cartel is sadistic and actually very harmful to people that oppose them. If they do make an appearance in Echo, I'm sure there are going to be some beautiful fight scenes happening. General Kree Dar-Benn is another obscure villain that could make an appearance in the upcoming The Marvels movie featuring Captain Marvel, Photon, and Ms. Marvel. The status of the Kree is unknown at this point, and it's very possible that Brie Larson's character may have a run-in with Dar-Benn. We know the Kree's long-lasting enemy of the Skrulls is working with Nick Fury, so who's to say this guy won't show up in Secret Invasion as well? There isn't much known about this movie or its villain, and the only thing I can recall about this movie is its potential of being a movie musical? I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that, but if that's the case, maybe Dar-Benn can get a nice evil ballad at the climax of the movie. But this villain is powerful and contains immense strength, as most of the Kree do. Maybe Captain Marvel heard about Dar-Benn's plans while protecting the cosmos, and will have to team up with Ms. Marvel and Photon to defeat the General. Anything is possible here. It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Hyperion! This villain is Marvel's take on Superman, if you couldn't tell. The ideal man of power is rumored to appear in the Thunderbolts, which as of now is the Phase 5 project that has very little information out about it. Hyperion is a part of a group known as Squadron Sinister, which is Marvel's spin on the DC's Justice League. This group was created by the Grand Master in order to challenge the Avengers. The challenge didn't go so well as they were beaten by the Avengers, so they don't appear to be so sinister. Regardless, having a character like Hyperion go up against a ragtag group of individuals known as the Thunderbolts seems like a very interesting plot. Since he is the Superman of Marvel, I would assume that the Thunderbolts have no idea what they're getting themselves into. This guy can do it all, and I think it would be awesome to have a Superman-like character in the MCU. Don't think we can ask Henry Cavill to play him though. That's probably a tough subject for him. You didn't think I would just skip over Bullseye after mentioning him earlier, right? With his connection to the Black Knife Cartel and the way things ended in Season 3 of the Daredevil series on Netflix, it is very likely we could see the return of Bullseye on screen. I'm not talking about the Ben Affleck version, though that take on the character was interesting to say the least. We already know that Kingpin is making a return in Echo and Daredevil Born Again, so who's to say that Bullseye can't come back too? He was a great character in the Netflix series, though he wasn't known as Bullseye just yet. That's where the show ended and we never saw him again. It would be a fantastic sight to see Bullseye and Kingpin join forces one more time in the first season of the new Daredevil show, or even just have him make an appearance in Echo. There is no substantial evidence that this will happen, but as fans, we can dream a little. Alright, I know you are all probably tired of hearing this character's name, but I gotta bring him up because he can definitely make an appearance in Phase 5. Obviously, I'm talking about my boy Mephisto. Yeah, I know we all thought he was coming plenty of times throughout Phase 4, but Phase 5 is where it's at, ladies and gentlemen. Remember how I said Dormammu was the demon that gave the Hood his cloak to grant him powers of dark magic? Well, I think my main man Mephisto will replace Dormammu in Ironheart. Think about it. Mephisto likes to make deals with the souls of the living. If Mephisto makes a bargain with Parker Robbins in order to save his mom, that means Mephisto is going to get stronger and show off his moves as the Devil of Marvel. Now I know, why would they have Ironheart going up against Mephisto and the Hood? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, well, a lot of things don't make sense in the MCU. How did Nebula get Bucky's arm, huh? Sometimes things are just left better off unanswered. But keep your eye out for Mephisto in Phase 5. His time will come. Now I know no one could ever replace Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, but Norman Osborn could make a small appearance in Phase 5. In the comics, Norman Osborn is a part of the Secret Invasion storyline, and even gives the final blow to the Queen Scroll. This allows him to be in charge of Hammer, a spin-off of S.H.I.E.L.D. and S.W.O.R.D., and bring on his new identity as the Iron Patriot. While I don't believe we will see Osborn as the Green Goblin or the Iron Patriot anytime soon, I think it's possible that we could see him as his evil corporate self and get involved with the Skrull invasion. It would be neat to see a Norman Osborn that doesn't become the Green Goblin. Marvel can switch it up a bit. Speaking of Secret Invasion, it is confirmed that Kingsley Ben-Adir will be playing Rebel Skrull leader Gravik. He's actually seen a few times throughout the show's first official trailer, and this series is going to be something else. Gravik appears to be on a mission to take over Earth with his rogue group of Skrulls, and he definitely means business. I mean, I don't think Talos wants to do anything harmful to Earth as he is working with Nick Fury, so this Gravik is definitely the man with a plan in this show. What he wants with Earth or whatever is on Earth that he is searching for is unknown, but it is very clear that Nick Fury knows exactly what it is. Nick Fury has been in space for all this time, so what he knows about what's on Earth that is so important to Gravik must be something dangerous if put into the wrong hands. Gravik also looks menacing when in his human form in the trailer. I mean, he clearly has the guy spooked in the trailer when he has multiple versions of himself appear. I'm excited to see what the series has in store, because supposedly it will play into the events of Armor Wars. Maybe Gravik will get his hands on some leftover Stark tech, and you know that is never a good thing. You saw what happened in No Way Home. Bad people can't have Stark tech. The final villain on this list is another Superman-like individual known as Sentry. Sentry was a normal human by the name of Robert Reynolds, and unknowingly took a serum that gave him the powers of 1,000 exploding suns. That's pretty overpowered if you ask me. But okay, Robert. Like Hyperion, Sentry has super strength, speed, durability, and he can fly. He also possesses the power to manipulate reality, which I feel is never a good thing when involved in the multiverse. It's rumored that Sentry could make an appearance in Thunderbolts, and that Ryan Gosling could be the actor to take on the role. It's been said that Ryan Gosling has been eyed up to play a major villain role in an upcoming MCU project, and I wouldn't mind seeing him as Sentry. I think his recent role in The Gray Man shows that he can definitely do the fighting, and he can play the cocky attitude of an evil Superman character. Again, this is all rumors, but it seems that the Thunderbolts will be going up against a very strong individual that has ungodly powers. Maybe it's Sentry or maybe it's Hyperion. Maybe it's Superman himself. Too soon? My bad. Phase 5 is sure to be packed with a bunch of new Marvel villains. Some of them may not even be on any of our radars. Who knows? It might be possible that Kang the Conqueror isn't even the next big Thanos. anything can happen when the multiverse is involved.